Hi guys, this is Jiggy, a portrait and wedding photographer from the Philippines, and welcome to the channel. So I often get a lot of questions on the equipment that I take every time we shoot a wedding. So I decided to make this video about what's inside my bag. So basically, let's start. It's actually all here, but it's off frame. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it to you, then I'll put it inside. This is the bag that I take around. This is a Think Tank Logistics Manager. So let's start off with the camera. First one is I bring 3 cameras, 2 A7R Mark IIIs and 1 A7R Mark IV. The reason why I bring 1, 2, and 3 is that I provide all the cameras for my assistant photographers. The reason why I do that is I don't want to have that headache afterwards of trying to color correct everything from different camera systems or for different cameras that render colors differently. So it's essential for me to have that consistency all throughout all our images during the wedding. So my primary camera, my personal camera, is the A7R Mark IV. I have here installed the 135 1.8 G Master lens from Sony. Though this is not my primary lens, the primary lens that I take around is the 24-70 2.8, the 85mm 1.4 GM, and the 16-35 2.8 GM, which is all here, which I'll show you also. So I'll put that here, there. This camera now is the A7R Mark III here with the 85mm 1.4 connected. Beautiful portrait lens, one of my favorite portrait lenses. And I think the focal length of 85 is perfect for indoor shoots, especially inside a hotel room. Works beautiful. Last but not the least is another A7R Mark III with a 24-70 2.8 G Master. My workhorse. I think every serious wedding photographer should have the 24-70 as part of their kit, as if not their main lens for shooting a wedding, because it just gives you so much flexibility in shooting everything. Because you have to remember, a wedding is an event, so you have to have that flexibility to be able to zoom in and zoom out and take more or shoot tight. In which case, I actually have the 24-70 2.8 GM, and at the same time, I also have the 24-70 f4 from Sony Zeiss, which my assistants use. I actually have 2 of these. The second one is connected to the camera that's being used now to film this, which is also an A7R, but the first version. I use that as a backup camera in case one of these cameras fail during a wedding, which hasn't happened. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's always best to have a spare one in the bag. So that's an A7R Mark I with a 24-70 there. Then, as I said, I also have the 16-35 2.8 G Master here in this bag. Wait, let's put it here. The 50mm 1.4 from Sony Zeiss. Beautiful lens too. Beautiful, beautiful lens. And I also have an array of the Batis line from Zeiss. First off is the 85 1.8, the 40mm f2, the 18mm 2.8, and the 135 2.8. Beautiful lenses also. These Batis primes are the ones that I use when I just want to be light, because they're beautiful and they give fantastic colors and they're very, very light. Okay, so I put them there. There you go. Then of course, we also have the 70-200 2.8 G Master. And if you have the 2.8, you also have the f4, 70-200 f4. And I hope you guys have noticed that most of my lenses have the spider holster mount, which is why we have this. This is my spider holster. I love these spider holsters because this one, the ones I built for mirrorless systems, have a built-in Arca Swiss plate. So it's easy for us to put it on a tripod without having to take out the connector of the spider holster. Which brings us now to the tripod that I take. I take a Gitzo carbon fiber tripod with a small RRS ball head, which goes here. Next, I have a portable light stand with me also. This is the Photix Padat Carbon 200. Well, it's in my bag because it's small, it'll fit there, and it's always good to have a spare light stand. Plus, I like this particular light stand because I can remove the center column and make it into a stick, which I usually attach a flash here so that my assistants won't have a hard time bringing it around, which brings us to the actual stick. This one's from Elinchrom. I have my gaffer tape here just in case we need it, but these sticks are the ones where I connect my flash to, and then afterwards it's very, very easy for them to point the flash wherever it is that they want to point. So there, and then my Spyder holster. Then of course, my flash units, I have two F45 RMs. My favorite flash units from Sony. F45 RMs, two of them. Then, with those two, I also have the Sony remote commander, which is this one, to control them wirelessly. Then I also have the Photix Juno. This is the Photix Juno Li60. Love this flash also, primarily because it is, here I will show you, lithium-ion powered. Easier to maintain. But for my Sony F45 RMs, I have about 24 Eneloop batteries in think tank cases here. And for batteries, I have 6 of these Sony flash the FC batteries, I think, or yeah, the FC100 batteries for all these Sony cameras. Oh, and just a little bit of tip. We usually carry our batteries like this when it's fully charged, but the moment it's drained, we flip it over so that we know that this one needs to be charged when we get back to the studio. So that's 6 here. Then I also have a couple of M180s. These M180s come in handy whenever you want to light your you want to do some really tight portraits or maybe some details like invitations and rings. These LED lights really come in handy. Plus, I also have 3 of the old Sony batteries for the A7R3, the A7R that's recording this, just in case. Then I have 2 sets of SD cards. This is set A and set B. Each set will have 9 SD cards. Basically, what we basically do with this one is one camera will have 3 SD cards assigned to that particular camera. But the reason why I keep 2 sets is so that when we have back-to-back weddings, we won't have to delete the contents of this card, and we could use this set of cards for the next wedding while this one is being backed up in the studio and archived and everything, just to make sure that we don't lose any files. So if we have like 3 weddings consecutively, this one we use for the first wedding, the second wedding, and then this one becomes the 3rd wedding while this one gets backed up. So just better safe than sorry. Then of course we also have this one. You gotta clean your lenses, that's why we have this one, the lens rag 2 and the lens blower, the blower. And I have here some bottle caps, which we use to lift up invitations and all those things. Maybe one day I'll make a video on how we shoot our wedding details. Then we also have an USB to save in what we call here in the Philippines our photo slideshow or on-the-day photo slideshow for presentation. Then we have a gray card because lastly we have one more here, sorry. These are the triggers, the Photix triggers for my Photix Juno, so I could shoot off camera with them. That also goes there. And then lastly, we have our gray card. The reason why I keep a gray card with me in the bag all the time is that when I started this video, I told you guys that I wanted everything to be consistent, and that also comes with color. So whenever we're in a place in which the lighting conditions don't change, I always tell my photographers, okay, let's align, set your white balance correctly, so that the moment we get into post, we don't have to do anything. The less time that we spend in post-production, the more time we will have to live our own lives. So make things easier for you guys. Set your white balance properly every time you're shooting. So that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed that very, very short video of what's in my bag. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And don't forget, subscribe, like, and share. Until the next video.